Have you ever found yourself knee-deep in CSS and thought, there must be a better way? Well, there is. And in Lesson 8 of my introductory course on Zurb Foundation, you'll find out exactly how easy that can be. We'll cover prototyping with Foundation's wonderful CSS tools and learn how to build mock-up websites that grant us invaluable insight before we spend countless hours on dead-end ideas. So come join me and make your life a little easier in the process. As we discussed in the very beginning of this course, Foundation is, at its core, exactly that, a foundation. This foundation is meant to be an enabler of sorts that allows us to more quickly, efficiently, and consistently produce quality web applications. As such, anytime you consider using a CSS framework like Foundation, you first need to prepare a place to build the foundation. A great example of this can be seen over at the Foundation homepage. Here, we can see 3 high-level stages of web design. Starting with a sketch that prepares a design for initial prototyping, we move on to the Foundation-assisted live prototype, and finally the finished product. Building web applications in this way is good for business for a number of reasons. First and foremost, you can quickly see the feasibility of almost all aspects of a finished product long before you publish the final pages. This helps prevent unnecessary waste of time and resources on features that simply aren't going to work. This is because most things that cause issues with a live site will likely show up in a prototype. Taking a closer look at the children's services example, we can get a good look at the benefits of prototyping with Foundation. Making use of placeholder images and generic content, we quickly get a sense for the overall feel and look of the website. Not only that, but thanks to Foundation's many components, we can quickly get a live view of otherwise complicated web features. Building this kind of skeleton structure is as simple as laying a grid framework and populating it with pre-built Foundation elements. Though the project we just put together in the previous lessons wasn't designed to be a prototype, it still serves as a great example of how quickly a sketch or idea can become a concrete, workable demonstration. Another reason why prototyping is quickly becoming a necessary part of modern web design is the fact that one design no longer fits all. Years ago, before the proliferation of mobile devices, you could safely assume with some certainty that your web designs would be viewed on a desktop computer with a handful of resolutions. Such great times. Unfortunately for us, those times are no more. The mobile market share of the World Wide Web is continually growing, and having a mobile presence is a must. Rather than tack on the miniature rendition of your websites as an afterthought, mocking up a quick prototype of both desktop and mobile variants is a quick and effective solution. Sass, or syntactically awesome style sheets, are definitely awesome. What Sass does for CSS is very similar to what object-oriented programming did for software development. Rather than hand coding and therefore hand updating all of your style sheets in painstaking fashion, Sass allows you to reuse common style blocks and elements by using Sass variables and constructs. It is, at its core, a style sheet language. Let's take a quick look at a couple basic examples of how Sass can remove repetitive and unnecessary code from our style sheets. In this example, we've got a well-defined style including margin, font, and color. With traditional style sheet coding, we'd need to redefine this same block every time we wanted to apply it to a given element. This becomes quite tedious as our style sheets quickly grow and become an absolute nightmare when we need to change something. Let's go ahead and look at the same style as represented with Sass. You'll notice here we've only declared the style once up top and simply refer to the variable name every time we want to implement the style. Should we later need to change the style, all we need to do is edit this one single definition. This saves time and helps keep our styles clean and efficient. This example is, of course, a very simple one, and as such, doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of all that Sass and its partner in crime Compass have to offer. Needless to say, it's well worth your time to at least gain a working knowledge of the technology and get it set up in your development environment to aid in your future projects. Speaking of which, Sass, with the help of Compass, is project aware too. You can compile an entire directory of style sheets with the use of Compass, making large site projects much easier to manage. It should be noted here that in order to start utilizing these fantastic abilities of Sass and Compass, you'll need to first install them. Fortunately, Foundation provides a marvelous tutorial on its own site that will guide you through the entire process. For the more visually minded, you can even find a video describing the same steps over here. By taking advantage of fast prototyping along with the speedy abilities of Sass and Compass, you can truly start to harness the full potential of the Foundation framework to build higher quality web applications more quickly and efficiently. With that, our final lesson draws to a close.